Good morning, dear colleagues. My name is Abdujalova Madina Sahabayevna. I work at school number 17, we're situated in the village. Let me introduce my presentation work on course. The theme of my lesson is the British sense of humor from the first unit for the 9th grade. For my lesson, I chose reading for inductive and speaking for productive skills. Learning objectives are based on subject program for secondary school, and they use speaking and listening skills to provide sensitive feedback to peers. For reading, understand specific information and the detail in texts on a range of familiar, general and curricular topics, including some extended text. For speaking, explain and justify their own point of view on a range of general and curricular topics. And have lesson objectives related to them. Understand most specific information and the details in text. Discuss questions about the text. Students with special needs read and understand with supporting teacher. Level of thinking skills, lower order thinking of level, knowledge comprehension application. And I prepared assessment criteria to this goal. Understand specific information and the detail in text. Explain and justify their own point of view on a topic. Next slide, please. Some approaches, methods, strategies were used in my lesson to achieve the learning objectives. To get involved whole class into a learning process, the first method I used picture of Mr. Bean for warming up. This activity attracts students' attention and helps me open lesson theme. Next method is cloud of words. Learners in peers explain meaning of the word clouds in the pair reading stage. When they face the text, we use scanning reading at the while reading stage to achieve reading skills. Scanning refers to reading to find specific information. Learners may use heading and any other clues that will help them identify which part of the text might contain the needed information. Learners determine more specific information and answer the comprehension questions in group, which I note as method in my slide. Final method is think, pair, share. Learners discuss and compare in pairs, then share their opinion to whole class. Next slide, please. The next step is task analysis. First task is cloud of words, where learners listen for gist and understand general idea of the topic according to the learning objectives. Then explain meaning of the words in clouds, so the learners can share their own knowledge in peers. Second task is completion sentence. In group, learners scan and understand specific information in text. After that, learners put the necessary words and phrases to empty places in the text. By this way, they keep in mind new words. The last task is peer work. Learners compare two cultures of humor and according to the learning objectives, discuss in peers and explain, justify their own point of view to whole class. In addition, they can improve their fluency of speech in interaction. By the way, in the lesson, different types of assessments are used. For instance, verbal assessment as motivating words and the criteria assessment. Next slide, please. Of course, we consider differentiation and scaffolding for learners with light hearing impairments. One of them, learning environment. I place learner at the desk closest to the teacher table, minimize noise in the classroom that clearly listen my speech. And for resource, I created clear and a short task with graphic for text that to be understandable for learner, and prepare several questions for speaking. For scaffolding, I used visual aids, encourage students to speak, and use alternative types of communication as reply several questions. And the support with motivating words in class, speak louder, and repeat for understanding. Giving time to talk so the learner not feel pressure while replying. Also give instructions for scanning reading, so learner follow it and know what to do. Next slide, please. Now I'm in the final slide. There are tasks for learners with special needs. Here we have same learning and lesson objectives, but differentiated tasks. We have two differentiated tasks for light hearing impairments. At the beginning of the while reading stage, learner at first that improve functional literacy, because scanning is useful and a needful skill for every day. On the slide, you can see tasks. First, by the way of scanning text, learner extract text on graphic with main words, then explain. According this way, learner discovers the meaning of the text, and I can determine how much learner has understood. The second task is big questions. I selected 2 easy questions for learner from the exercise. Learner has time for thinking and try answer these questions. It helps develop thinking and the speaking skills of learner. I have finished my presentation work. Thanks for your attention.